Woman has amnesia and hallucinations before doctors discover the truth. We often take our own flourishing health for granted. The lucky ones among us walk, run, eat, sleep, and work without thinking about how these mundane, everyday activities don't come as easy to those with compromised abilities. But in the blink of an eye, these blessings can be taken from us. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes it isn't on our side.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
When a sprightly California mom was shopping with her husband and one-year-old daughter, something awful took over her body out of nowhere. Though she thought she was in perfect health, she soon found out otherwise after an agonizing fight in the hospital that threatened her life. It was on June 29, 2019, that Shannon McCook walked into San Francisco toy store with her baby daughter, Adele, and husband, Ryan Peterson. She looked forward to a relaxing day full of laughs. It was anything but that. Because in the aisles of the toy store, Shannon began convulsing and bleeding from the mouth. Her shocked husband used his quick hand-eye coordination to catch her as she stumbled into a rack of greeting cards. It happened so fast, Ryan told People. She started violently shaking. I started screaming for help. I didn't know what was going on. Amidst the chaos, emergency services were contacted. An ambulance immediately brought the 36-year-old mom to Sutter's California Pacific Medical Center, where she had another seizure while undergoing an MRI. The next 2 months would be a living nightmare for the hapless mom, a nightmare involving more than 50 seizures. Unbelievably, aside from her horrific collection of seizures, Shannon experienced intense hallucinations, psychotic episodes, and memory loss while in the hospital. The specifics were horrifying. Her hallucinations would often be dark and debilitating, wiping her memory clean like a hard drive, and leaving her unable to walk or talk. It was a very frightening feeling that I wasn't in control of my body anymore. I lost sense of who I was, Shannon told People. Because Shannon didn't even know herself, she couldn't grasp onto any vital details about her life as a whole either. I lost my grip on reality, she says. I didn't know my name or where I was from or that I had a husband, she explained. I just felt these horrifying monsters had kidnapped me and were planning on killing me. I physically fought back against them, kicking and screaming and biting. I had bruises months later on my hands and arms from where I had to be restrained, she continued of the daunting experience. After much deliberation by doctors, Shannon was diagnosed with autoimmune encephalitis, which is a rare condition that causes the immune system to attack the brain's healthy cells and tissues. But something still wasn't adding up. Though this condition is often caused by a viral infection, the cause is not determined in every case. It was only 20 years ago that we thought the vast majority of encephalitis cases were all caused by viruses, said one of Shannon's neurologists, Dr. Prashant Ramachandran. We've now realized that 30 to 40% of known cases are autoimmune, continued Dr. Prashant Ramachandran. Though there is no known cure for this condition, treatment involves containing the immune system to help curb inflammation. Meanwhile, Shannon's sweet husband showed her old photos from their wedding and the birth of their daughter, likely through tears, in an attempt to trigger her fond memories. He was desperate to bring back his wife, who was hidden somewhere within the shell of a human Shannon became. I felt that it was all a lie. I didn't even believe that I had a child, Shannon explained. And though this catastrophe seemed to spontaneously hit Shannon in the aisles of a toy store, looking back, she noticed signs that something was wrong months earlier. Hindsight is 20/20. Shannon remembered feeling oddly moody and depressed, which was out of character for her. I had feelings of paranoia even around my friends, emotional mood swings, and I would cry myself to sleep sometimes, Shannon said. Since it's understandable that Shannon didn't immediately assume she had a rare autoimmune condition, she connected her unusual moodiness to the stresses of being a new mother on top of her normal job. She had no idea that something awful was brewing inside her. Mental health symptoms are often under-recognized. Having prominent memory difficulties and marked sudden changes in personality are subtle clues that there could be something going on beyond depression, said another one of Shannon's neurologists, Dr. Malik Shah. Within just 2 weeks at the hospital, medication brought the inflammation in Shannon's brain down, and her memory slowly started coming back to her. Pleased doctors were ready to send her to Alta Bates Summit Medical Center Regional Inpatient Acute Rehabilitation Center in Oakland, California. It was all playing out like the beginning of a successful recovery, until Shannon suddenly had an allergic reaction to one of her anti-seizure medications. She had a high fever, a burning rash, and swelling in her body that soon reached her internal organs. The nightmare wasn't over. It was a really scary touch-and-go week. Doctors sat me down and started talking about mortality rates, Ryan said. Though it was a frightening time, Shannon was finally healthy enough to be transferred to a rehab facility on August 16th. The road to a full recovery would be tough. At the rehabilitation center, Shannon went through a tedious, laborious process of relearning basic, everyday skills such as how to read, write, and walk. It was really challenging, like dusting off old memories, she said of the experience. She reunited with her family at home come September, though she was still on the road to recovery. Not only was Shannon taking up to 30 pills a day, but her memory was still fuzzy, and she'd still experience the occasional seizure. "He still cries every time I have a seizure, he feels so bad," she said of her worried husband. Though Shannon sadly hasn't been able to return to her job as a branded content editor, she's making strides in her outpatient therapy program. We can only imagine the piling mountain of medical bills poor Shannon and Ryan had to deal with, so their dear friend set up a GoFundMe page to help with the never-ending expenses, which include monthly 4 infusions to advance her immune system. Shannon found that the most difficult part of her period of anguish was losing precious time with her daughter, who turned 2 in December 2019. "Ryan will point out different things that I've taught her, and I don't remember teaching her those things. That's so heartbreaking," she said. But she remembers more and more each day. "I'm just grateful to be alive, home and rediscovering myself." You have to stay positive. Despite it all, you have to own whatever it is that you're going through. You're still you, an optimistic Shannon explained. We can all learn a thing or two from Shannon McCook's outlook, despite the fact that most of us know nothing of what it's like to endure a horrific grand mal seizure. But most of US does not include Camera Curto. Shannon and Camera have experienced a similar hell. Please share this with your friends and family.